Here at Rebecca Cathedral for the Catholics, the prayers kept them tethered to God, and the believers were called on to build their relationships of love that will help them reclaim their own hearts.
This is a time when we are supposed to be very well, that we prepare ourselves for Easter, because Jesus died for our sins, so we are supposed to behave very well.
Tukola ebikolwa ebyekisa, tuyamba abatayina, abalema ne tubayamba, abali mu bwetaavu, ne tugezaako n'okwenenya ebibi byaffe.
Without excluding fasting, which is a cardinal must in the Lent period that nurtures an interior disposition to listen to Christ and to be fed by his saving word. Father Joseph Kavuma, who was the main celebrant here at Rebecca Cathedral, appealed to believers to hold this cardinal must during the Lent period and be faithful to each other. Away from Rebecca to the Anglican Hill of Namirembe, the cathedral, the alms giving during this Lent period was strongly emphasized to believers. Bishop Wilberforce Warrior Kitio told believers that alms giving is an attitude of the heart that calls for humbleness, repentant, merciful, and compassionate. He also revealed that this calls for a disposition of generosity and attentive to others, especially those in need.
The former Principal Private Secretary to President Museveni and now Minister for Trade Amelia Tambade broke down in tears during a tour of Mpigi district where she was terrified by the alarming health services there in spite of available efforts to improve the status quo. This as she addressed the Californian delegation led by an 11-year-old donor who had delivered donation to a primary school in Mpigi Town Council where the situation was no better.
The minister went emotional shortly after a keynote address from an 11-year-old Californian boy who offered his savings and donations to this school, which is in poor conditions. Shedding tears, the minister attacked government she serves in for failing to make routine follow-ups on its key programs, and yet huge sums of money are allocated every financial year to schools.
Naye abaana ab'abantu betwaleeta okuyamba gavumenti beyajja okuyamba nga UPE ne basomera mu bibiina ebifaanana bwe biti.
Amelia, who failed to control her emotions and tears, said it was shame for the government to receive contributions from foreign development partners without monitoring its programs.
Tanga amalwaliro, abakyala bafa, abaana bafa. Nensanga abaana nga basoma bwe bati bannange bakulu bannange kaawo DEO tuyinza tutya okusomeseza abaana mu bifuluko bwe biti, tuyinza tutya abantu abakeera ne tukola ne tufuna emirimu ne tugamba tuyina UPE gavumenti kyeno bannange.
Amelia regretted quitting her job in State House to join politics.
Ebizibu bingi.
This 11-year-old Ray Whipple donated $20,000 towards the construction of a 4-classroom block and all other renovations of this school.
My goal is to be a long-term partner with the kids in Mpigi. I want to help make sure that we can all have a place to learn and play at school. This is just like the beginning. Today we start fixing Namabo Primary School, but we will continue from here and we will keep continuing to help you guys.
And over the last year, Ray has worked very, very hard to fulfill that promise. So the first thing he did was contact the Honorable Madam Amelia and ask her, what can I do to help Mpigi and the Mawakota North District? And she said, I have just the thing you need to do. You need to go to Namabo Primary School and help out.
Yes, that's right. The minister, on behalf of the government, thanked the 11-year-old donor for donating generously towards Uganda's suffering children.
Uganda's generational shift calls for rethinking the education system to facilitate and suit the demands of the population. The Vice-Chancellor, Makerere University, Professor Dumba Sentamu, says while addressing journalists on the upcoming public lecture and inaugural of the former Vice-Chancellor, Makerere University, Professor William Senteza Kajubi, that change needs to come and it needs to come soon.
Makerere University, Professor Dumba Sentamu, says it's a long time overdue for the educationists to look at how best they can improve the existing structure to the demands of the population. Education system is lacking.
Well, that the education system we are having is somehow not relevant to our needs.
The principal of the Department of Education and External Studies reveals the role Professor William Sentamu played has been fundamental not only to universities but back to the primary education. Chairman Makerere University Academic Staff Association Dr. Muhammad Chigundu says the country's existing education system has not seen a major boost and still faces a task of suitability and relevancy.
In terms of training, you have to look at different demands as they arise. And you know, as educators, we ourselves, we have what we call training for specific generations. And generations change from time to time. So we cannot afford to have education system that existed in the 50s, in the 40s, the times of the colonial period, and you think it can work.
Educationists have proposed a 2017 new curriculum to upstage the existing structure. Professor William Senteza Kajubi commissioned efforts at all levels of education with the 1989 Education Review Commission, which recommended the implementation of the Universal Primary Education, UPE. Amalan Zmak for WBS Television in Kampala.
We're so glad you're still watching WBS Prime News Live. Let's now have a reminder of our top stories. The Marriage and Divorce Bill to return to Parliament. Katikiro collects over 50 million shillings. And Uganda's education system still leaves a lot to be desired.
Low airtime knowing it's easy. You get it all back with Chizzy. All the airtime you spend Chizzy. At the end of the month, Chicho Chizzy.
1K, 2K, 5K,
Chizzy.
10K, 20K, 30K.
Chizzy.
Airtime you spend is refunded. Talk and talk with Chizzy.
Chicho.
Uganda Telecom's got something.
Get back your airtime with Chizzy from Uganda Telecom. Dial star 100 hash, select Chizzy and get the total amount you spend in a month refunded. This refund can be used for calls and SMSs to all networks for the next 30 days from Uganda's most affordable telecom service. Uganda Telecom. It's all about you.
Do you recall the last time garbage in your neighborhood was collected? Have you ever experienced garbage spillage trails along your road? Now that will be history. Spear Motors brings you a hygienically safe and labor-efficient garbage compactor truck. Unlike ordinary garbage trucks, This garbage compactor truck completely covers the waste and carries 20 tons of garbage. There is 0% spillage and much fewer trips to the dumping site. The garbage compactor truck is a self-loader. Only 2 men are required for the whole operation. Local authorities and private garbage collectors, the garbage compactor truck is now available at Spear Motors, Nakawa.
This is WBS Prime News Live. Welcome back. The Katikiro of Buganda Kingdom, Charles Peter Maiga, has appealed to the Kabaka's subjects in Mukono district to recall and the mourning of the 1966 crisis in which then Uganda's Prime Minister Dr. Apollo Milton Obote attacked the royal palace of the then Ugandan first post-independent ceremonial president and Kabaka of Buganda Kingdom, Sir Edward Mutesa. He deposed him to exile and subsequently died there. The Katikiro made this appeal while soliciting funds for the completion of the Masengere building under a fundraising drive codenamed Etofali.
Tetwagala kwerabira byankaaga mu mukaaga naye sitwagala kubanga tuligwa ebyo buli budde kubanga omuganda agamba ne bw'ofiirwa toyinza kubeera awo n'osula ku malaalo kubanga nnyoko yafudde era ovaayo obulamu bulina okugenda mu maaso.
The Tafali concept is invoking the spirit of our grandfathers who started Bulungi Pasi.
On the lighter side of society news, traditional healers across the country today have gathered at Namungona Playground to install their new leader. Sylvia Namutebi, commonly known as Mama Fina, has for the second time been re-elected as their president. In her inauguration speech shortly after her installment as the president of traditional healers in Uganda, she promised to fight for the rights of traditional healers and ensure protection of their trade in the country.
Ndimukwogerwako buli saa mundaba palamenti mukazi watusimayi luzungu njiyingiddemu nzitunka ngenda kutambula n'omusawo w'ekinnansi oba nti ebiseera ebisinga lw'ofuna amaanyi n'ojjanjaba omulwadde n'awona n'oga nti Katonda wange ng'ompadde ekyamagero okuwonya omuntu ono. Katonda asigala kati okubeera omusamize ffenna tulina okukimanya nti omuntu alina okumanya Katonda nti gy'ali.
Stay with us now here on WBS Prime News Live for the latest in sports.
I cherish children because they're important in our country. I show interest in what they do, I listen to what they say, so as they aspire to be the best, respecting children teaches them how to respect others.
You see, a good school equals to a better life.
Because a violence-free childhood is everyone's right. Raising Voices.
Welcome back to WBS Prime Business. The Buy Uganda, Build Uganda campaign has gained support from key policymakers. The Cabinet, with announcements that modalities on how to implement the policy are being worked on. The private sector representatives applaud this move, terming it a success towards industrialization in Uganda, despite stiff competition from regional integration and trading blocs to which Uganda subscribes.
If this money was focused, building materials, furniture, all this, if they were focused on the local industries, and you help the local industries to sell more because you are demanding from them rather than go to Malaysia, buy furniture, go to South Africa, buy eggs, buy this. If we had a plan that since we have UPE, let our milk be consumed by these children. Eggs, let every child have an egg every day in the primary school. Do you understand what impact this will create on the poultry industry?
That's the business. Stay with us now for the latest in sports.
My name is Musa, your travel agent. I'm taking you around Africa, our motherland, a land gifted with beauty that flows right from Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. Our first destination will be Rwanda, a land of hills and beautiful ladies. Then Tanzania, the home to the great Kilimanjaro mountain. And Kenya, the Masai Mara home. If I may ask, anyone with more exciting sights?
Movitable jelly and Movitable soap.
That shows her love for quality African-made products. In fact, I move with Movit Herbal Jelly too.
My friends and I at Campus all use Movit Herbal products. As in, I even carried mine.
To have a good service, I first bathe with Movit Herbal soap.
You see, I gave the right answer. Even at home we use Movitable gel and Movitable soap. Me too.
Movit. All day confidence.
Welcome back to WBS Prime Sport. A big prize award awaits UPDF kickboxer Titus Tugume if he floors Zanzibar's Ali Mohammed in a fight set for the 7th of March 2015, a non-title fight to be held at Lugogo MTN Arena. The pledge of 10 million Uganda shillings has been staked by Lebos, the Lebos Bar management, if the Ugandan prize fighter beats Zanzibar's Ali Mohammed.
Still fresh with 2015 memories of losing to Motamouth kickboxer Moses Gula, UPDF fighter Titus Tugume. He is confident that he can still avenge for his loss. Said to fight Zanzibar's Ali Mohammed on 7th March 2015 in a non-title fight, the unfair fighter says he is focused to repick his East and Central African title from Gorilla. With support from different individuals, Tugume believes in shape to shoot at both national and international titles.
I'm happy for the support because he supports sports. Also, he's now in kickboxing. So far, he managed to support me. As I'm talking, I'm feeling like now I can fight the Zanzibar right now.
Well, we apologize for that interruption. In other news, Uganda's representatives at this year's Confederation of African Volleyball NEMO doubled their training ahead of the African Championship set for the 5th to the 17th of March 2015. The local club has already sent a tentative list of players and officials that will represent the country at the club championships in Tunisia. Every continent is supposed to have a maximum of 12 players and 6 officials, with a minimum of 9 players. Speaking to the players after the Tuesday training session, club patron who doubles as coach Neko Moduse Ojala kept his cards close to his chest on who has made his tentative list. That's the sports. To stay with us now for a summary of today's news.
Think you have nothing to sell? Look around your home. You'll find something you don't use anymore that you can sell on OLX.
Simply download the OLX app, take a photo of the item you want to sell, post it on OLX for free, meet the buyer, and tunda! OLX, everything sells.
News Summary is brought to you by
Everybody use Movit Apple Jelly. Movit is amazing. Movit Apple Jelly. Movit is the best. Movit, all the confidence.
A news summary. The controversial marriage and divorce bill debate to return to the floor of Parliament. Thousands of Christian believers throng cathedrals in Kampala for Ash Wednesday. Trade Minister Amelia Chambade sheds tears over poor service delivery. Katikiro Charles Peter Maiga fetches 50 million shillings in Etofali fundraise drive. Makerere University Vice-Chancellor Professor Dumba says Uganda's education system needs to be rethinked. And in sports, 10 million shillings prize awaits UPDF kickboxer Titus Tugume if he floors Zanzibar's Ali Mohammed.
News Summary is brought to you by
Everybody use Movit Apple Jelly. Movit is amazing. Movit Apple Jelly. Movit is the best. Movit, all the confidence.
That's all we have for you in WBS Prime News Live. Stay tuned for Straight Talk Africa coming right up next. I'm Anita Mwangazi. Good night.
Get your StarTimes decoder for only 8,000 shillings when you buy any bouquet of your choice at 41,500. Choose from Nova, 6,000 shillings. Basic, 16,500 shillings. Classic, 33,000 shillings. Unique, 49,500 shillings. Now everyone can afford digital TV. StarTimes or Wagabiwo mu digital TV. For more information, call 117-117-700. StarTimes, affordable digital television.
The following program is rated PG. Parental guidance is advised.
Today on Straight Talk Africa, innovators and entrepreneurs are transforming the continent, bringing economic growth, progress, and opportunity to the people of Africa. That's coming up next, right here on Straight Talk Africa. Hello, welcome to Straight Talk Africa. It's Wednesday, February 18th. I am Shaka Salih.
And hello, Shaka, and hello to all our viewers and listeners on the continent and elsewhere. I'm Mariama Diallo, your social media reporter.
Today, we'll take a closer look at startups and accelerators that are popping up across Africa and the diaspora, and how they attract technology experts and major corporations.
And coming up later in our STA Inbox, we'll hear from our audience who contributed to today's topic through emails, Facebook, and Twitter. We'll reveal some of them ahead on Straight Talk Africa.
But first, the Kenyan tech scene is one of Africa's most advanced, with soaring phone usage and cheap data spurring growth. But tech entrepreneurs say investment capital is scarce, and investors drawn to Africa's Silicon Savannah say there is a shortage of innovation to meet needs. My colleague Vincent Macaulay has more.
We live in a push-button world, more and more that applies to how we learn too. An app called Eneza is helping these children in Nairobi. In Swahili, the word means spread.
We normally pick on a subject. After that, we pick